We are live. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to today's free coaching call, as we do every Tuesday. Most Tuesdays, we jump up in here and give you guys some free coaching. It could be about sales. It could be about social. That's Tessa's thing. It could be about self-mastery, or it could be about structure. Today, we're going to jam a little bit about self-mastery. I actually did a post not too long ago about comparison. If you guys see the name of this, it's about comparison is the thief of joy. Comparison is the thief of joy, right? There is so many of us who are comparing ourselves, and we'll get into it in a second, and it's stopping us from growth. But before we do that, I was just in Vegas last week where we did a sync conversion day, and we had set 58 appointments in 1 hour of dialing and made over $1 million in commission potentially when those things close. So if you were in Vegas last week at the Sync University and you stayed for Sync Conversion Day, congrats. Amazing job. And here's the thing I want to talk about, guys. You know, everybody that walked in that room, like majority of people that walk in a room, you're comparing yourself to other people in that room, right? You're comparing yourself to other people. And it could be, hey, I'm way better than this person, or, man, how are they that good and I'm not there yet? And it's not just when you walk in a room of events, but it's when you walk into a room of a party, or you walk into a room of, you know, having dinner with your family or with your friends, or you walk into the restaurant. We have such a disease of comparison, and it really halts us in so many ways. And I'm not telling you right now that I don't sit here and I don't compare myself, because I'm going to get to that. But I need you to know that comparison is a very, very deadly attribute if you are latching onto it, right? If you're latching onto it. In a world that we live in now, in society we live in, it's so easy to compare ourselves to what social media is showing, right? What the Instagram post is showing that person's life is like, or what the Facebook post is showing that person's life is like. Here's the thing, you don't even know really what it's like. That's just a moment. And that moment is probably smeared and painted with a lot of fakeness, with a lot of unauthentic content around it. I see it all the time where I meet people backstage at events that are speaking on big stages, and they're not the person that they portray online. And so it doesn't matter though where you're at, whether you're speaking on stages, or, you know, you have a 9 to 5, or, you know, you're in real estate and you've been there for 10 years, you just got in. It doesn't make a difference, right? We need to understand that this comparison that you are putting on yourself can be the detriment to your growth. So let's talk about it. I remember when I first started this journey of coaching and speaking, man, I used to compare myself so much to the greats, right? To the best of the best. And I'd find myself asking, like, am I actually that good? A kid who was in jail, a kid who was homeless, a kid who could have put two sentences together. Can he truly impact people on a large scale? Or is this just a dream that's going to come to a crashing halt? And every time I would compare myself, I'd believe that I'm not good enough. Every time I saw that person and they posted that story, or they posted a thing on Facebook or Instagram, it would create this reinforcement of, I'm not there yet. I'm never going to get there. This is a struggle. And I continue to reinforce these negative thoughts. And these negative thoughts then reinforce this negative action, right? This distraction, this acting out of character. And you may be feeling that right now, where every time you want to go ahead and, you know, you want to feel good about where you're at in your position, you see something online, you're like, man, how's that person already closed that many deals? How did that person go ahead and already make this much money this year? How did that person get the body that, you know, I'm trying to get when I'm working so damn hard to get there? It doesn't matter how they got it. It doesn't matter where they're at. The more, write this down, the more you worry about others, the less you work on you. Write it down and drop it into the chat so I know you hear it. The more you worry about others, the less you work on you. And I fell into this trap for so long. And I still find myself once in a while. Look, you know how many coaches there are out there? You know how many real estate coaches there are out there? You know how many speakers there are out there? You know how many new speakers that are coming up every single week, every single month, every single year? There's a lot of them. And some are great. But I can't be focused, neither can you be focused on somebody that you don't even know the true story. right? You don't even understand what's happening behind the social media facade. You don't even know what's happening behind the, hey, I just hit my cap this year. I just went ahead and I already closed out 5 deals and it's just January 24th. You don't know what's happening in the back end. There could be a very empty shell of joy. It may not be there. And so I just want to kind of bring this full circle here, because comparison is a thief of joy. And if you find yourself feeling good about yourself, and the next thing you know, when you look online, someone's doing better, it's what you do in that moment that really matters, right? Cheer them on. Hell yeah. Jealousy kind of goes with that comparison. And going back to me understanding, I know firsthand. I see some people, I'm like, man, how are they getting those jobs, right? How are they going ahead and getting on those stages? I know I'm better than them. How are they getting that client? I know I could serve that client better. But that's another form of comparison. You're creating this ego that I'm way better than them. They shouldn't be doing that. And it actually blocks the universe from providing the opportunities of growth, success, relationships, experiences. So there's 2 forms of comparison. It's when you compare yourself to others when you think they're up there and you're not there yet, and how you're never going to get there. That's form 1. Form 2 is when you look at somebody and you see them doing well and like, I'm way better than them. I want you to believe you're better than them. I want you to believe that, but I don't want you to create that comparison that creates jealousy. Let that comparison create maybe some motivation, some inspiration, but not jealousy. And you are not alone in this. Me sitting in front of you, tell you right now that I have to catch myself on a regular basis with both of those comparisons. So don't feel like you're at this alone and, man, am I less than because I'm comparing myself? No, you are a human. And with the society feeding you all of the highlight reels of somebody's life, how are you not supposed to fall into that trap? Right? So it's when you feel that comparison coming on, it's what you do in that moment. Use that feeling of I'm about to compare myself, or I heard myself comparing myself in one way or the other, the 2 ways I talked about. And it's what you do with that comparison next that matters most. So don't allow the comparison to be the thief of joy. Don't allow comparison to be the thief of progress. Don't allow comparison to be the thing that holds you back. As I said, whether you're comparing yourself to somebody that you know you could be doing more than them, you know that you could help and serve that client better, you know you could dominate the stage better than them, whatever it might be, or you are comparing yourself to somebody who is, man, they're so at the top. I don't know if I'm ever going to get there. I don't know how I'm going to get there. Those are 2 deadly ways to stop you from the growth. My man Ray said he loves his shirt. Biggie, baby. Biggie. But here's the thing, guys. When you leave this Facebook Live, you're going to go on another social media platform, or you'll stay here and you're going to scroll, because it's probably a habit of yours. And you're going to have that moment of, oh, man, how are they doing all that? Or I could do way better than that. Right? And you create this jealousy, right? And this knock on that person's efforts. Think about this Facebook Live. Think about this Facebook Live. No longer allow comparison to be the thief of joy. Put yourself in a position that allows you to feel that comparison and realize, okay, now what's my next step? Right? Allow comparison of the jealousy to create motivation, and allow the comparison of, man, I'm never going to be able to get there, instead of saying, I'm a work in progress. Right? I'm a work in progress. You also don't know what it took to get there. They always say, like the Mr. Universe, right? The bodybuilders, right? It all started with lifting 5 pounds, right? It all started with eating 1 good meal. And so for you, wherever you're at right now, I want you to write this down. I will no longer allow comparison to be the thief of joy or progress. I will no longer allow comparison to be the thief of joy or progress. And there's something that everybody on this call needs to walk into. And that is every single day, it's an opportunity to get better from who you were yesterday. That's who you actually should be comparing yourself to. See, it's not about being better than this guy, being better than this girl. It's not about any of that. The fastest way to get from where you're at to where you want to go, the fastest way to get from where you're at to where you want to go, very simple. Very simple. Run laps around who you were yesterday. Run laps around who you were yesterday. Your biggest competition is who you were yesterday. And I'm not telling you need to blow past this guy or this girl, but just get a little bit better. And the days that you don't, because there will be days, evaluate why. And they come back 10 times better the next day. And when you could finally have that, hey, I'm focused on one person, and that is beating who I was yesterday. That is setting more appointments than I did last week. That is staying committed to what I said I was going to stay committed to more than I ever have. Right? I just had a call with some of our coaching clients, and it was a recommitment call. Like, hey, let's go. Right? Let's go. Maybe you weren't fully committed in 2022 to the coaching, but we have all the results to show you. Look, $30 million our clients made this year. Our real estate coaching clients made $30 million in commission. Right? There's not another coaching company out there that could really say that to individual agents. My man, Bobby Stafford, what up, bro? So what's the difference between the people that I coach that made $30 million in commission versus you? Simple, right? They're plugging away and immersing themselves into a coaching system, and they're not comparing themselves on a regular basis to the people around them that may be doing better, right? Because better is such a loosely used word, because what does better mean, right? We don't know what's truly going on. So don't allow comparison to be the thief of joy anymore. Don't allow comparison to be the thief of progress anymore. Only do one thing, and that's run laps around who you were yesterday. Be better today than you were yesterday. Focus on you and that growth. And what you'll find is that from where you're at to where you want to go, it's going to be a lot more enjoyable. A lot more enjoyable. And that's what we want, right? We want to enjoy the process. And if you continue to beat yourself up because of comparison without enjoying the process, you either A, might not get there, or B, when you get there, it's not going to feel that good because you beat the hell out of you along the entire way. Pretty much, are you telling us to rebound like Rodman? Rebound like Rodman. That's right. So look, guys, I'm about to jump off here. I got a call with a potential real estate mastery client, but I just want to say, I know what it's like to compare yourself to other people. And man, it does really put you into this position of anxiety, depression, lack of action, never feeling like you're ever going to get there. And so I say it from the bottom of my heart that, like, I know what it's like, but I also know what it's like when you flip that switch. And when you feel the moment that you're comparing and what you change afterwards, the thought process you have afterwards, and the next action step afterwards, when you change that, everything else changes. So no longer let comparison be the thief of joy or progress. Compete with who you were yesterday and watch the rest of it come to the success that you want. So I appreciate you guys. Love you guys. About to jump off here. If you need me, you know where to find me. We jump in here every Tuesday with a free coaching call around either sales, social, structure, or self-mastery. Bobby says NWO for life. Woo! Appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Comparison is the thief of joy. Don't fall into the trap this week. If you need me, you know where to find me. Until next week.